4 years ago, I was sitting at a desk in an office in the UK, in Bournemouth. It was raining outside. I was doing the same job every day, going to and from work, 200 cold calls a day to make $2,000 or $3,000 a month. And I used to look at my phone when I was in work, when I was bored, and I'd see other people's lives. I'd see young guys on the internet making content, traveling the world, making shit tons of money. And I decided to make a decision that I would move to Thailand, post and document my life until I became successful, or I would never come back. And that ended up working out, ended up being the best decision I've ever made. It's made me over $4 million. I lived the life of my dream, and I've made over 600 YouTube videos in the last 4 years. Today, I'm having a conversation with my childhood friend Max, who's become my videographer, content director over the last 2 years. And we're going to break down exactly how you can break out of your current life or fix the content you're currently posting so it builds a cult brand that gives you the income and lifestyle you want, whilst also making a difference and allowing you to become a better person in 2026. So without further ado, let's begin.
Jack, for those guys that are watching that don't know, we've known each other since we were around 5 or 6 years old, from primary school, actually.
Yeah.
What I want to first get into and understand from you is, how did your journey in personal branding actually start?
Well, what most people don't know is that me and Max started the personal brand journey together in school. That's where we began all of this. Was we had free periods, and when we were in our secondary school or high school, and we would sit there and we would watch Casey Neistat, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and say what you want about the Paul brothers, but they were absolute killers at social media. So we would sit there and we would watch, and we would do no work. We both pretty much failed school, and we would do no work, and we would watch YouTubers, and we always said, that's what we're going to do. And then we kind of went our separate ways, didn't we?
Well, you went down the university route.
Yeah.
And I went down straight into a job. You went to Bournemouth. You left us for, I don't know how long you were there, probably 2-3 years.
Yeah, I was there about 3 years, and you went down the long-term relationship route, which is interesting. Classic route to go down. It's a standard mistake of most young men, and quickly rectified that later on in his journey. But I went off, we kind of separated. I went off to Bournemouth. You guys will know a little bit about my story there, but had a bit of a rough time. Got very into the partying, drugs, alcohol, all that sort of stuff. Ended up sorting myself out and getting a sales job, and just realizing that the 9-to-5 life was absolutely not for me in any way, shape or form. That I just couldn't see myself going through that for the next 30 years to try and make an average salary or a half decent salary. And I started seeing these guys about 4 years ago pop up on the internet that were doing personal brands on Instagram, YouTube, and making a shit ton of money doing it and traveling the world. And I just thought, I've always loved this. I've always loved creation. Why don't I give it a go? So I went all in. I took my last $10,000 and I moved to Thailand to make content full time and to not return unless I made it successful. And into that journey, I started to learn personal brand. I started to figure out what goes viral, what builds a cult audience, what creates that feeling that people are looking to make, that makes people want to get closer to you, buy your things, what actually builds a cult brand, and discovered it over time. And after a year, coming on to 2 years, I'd got to a point where I'd made a couple $1 million with personal brand, and you'd broken up with your girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And it was a point where the only man for the job, I'd tried other videographers, I'd tried other content people to come into my business, but because we get on so well, the only man for the job was Max. So Max got the call and came straight out to Thailand, and that was about 2 years ago. And since then, we've been traveling the world.
2 years ago yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that crazy. We've been traveling the world, making content, doing basically whatever we want for the last 2 years. And it's been, I don't know how you found it, but probably it's been a bit of the dream that we had when we were younger.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, for me, it was always crazy to believe what you were doing when you were gone. When you rang me for the first time and you said that someone just paid you $1,000, I think it was, to go on the phone with you. I remember sitting there with Chef and thinking, he's making money to go on a phone call because people are following his YouTube channel. I remember sitting there with Chef in the pub in England and just saying, that's just crazy. Like, what's going on? And that's when I then decided to book the initial just trip to Thailand where we came to visit you.
Yeah.
And that's when we first said, when I first made a joke, I think, about working with you and moving out here, and you instantly just said, yeah, let's do it. Like, straight up serious. So yeah, it was amazing to see what you'd done. Was that always the plan? Was your plan when you moved away always going to be content? Was it always content, or would you, because I know a lot of guys in the online space make money through e-com, everything. Was it always a vision of yours to be a YouTuber, to be an Instagram guy?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, it was always about the content, and it still always is about the content, which is why we teach what we do now. Me and Max both run Icon Blueprint, where we teach guys to do exactly what I've done with my personal brand. Build your own story, your character, your hero, document it in a way that allows you to make money from anywhere in the world. And the reason we do that business is not because it's just a business, but it's because it's always been my passion from day one, which you know from us being in school together and doing media class together and making little music videos. And I've been making videos since I was probably 10 years old because I love the game. I love the fact that you can make a video from anywhere in the world, that you have the ability to be seen by anyone else anywhere in the world, for it to go viral, for you to change somebody's mind or help them in a way, which is kind of what this video is about. It's like, maybe you're in the point that I was 5 years ago when I was sitting at 9 to 5, knowing I was ready for something more, but I hadn't quite found the thing yet. Hopefully you're in that position, and making content is the greatest way to show that vision to the world. And the art of making content that is watchable, aesthetic, is just something you can always continue to learn. I love that fucking journey.
Yeah. Well, you described it well, quite a while ago now, but you've always said that you're a creator that's an entrepreneur. A lot of people out there that do quite well online, but they're entrepreneurs that have to create, because the reason why they have to create is because they know the power of a personal brand. However, in the back of their mind, they're entrepreneurs that make money. You're kind of the opposite. You love to create, and you've managed to turn that into a way to make you money. You're a creative entrepreneur. They're entrepreneurs that have to create. Why do you think that these guys that aren't necessarily creators still do it? Why do you think it's so important to do?
They know the key rule, and that is that personal brand is the future. It is like 10x leverage to anything you've already got working. Instagram is the #1 business card in the world. No matter who you are, no matter what industry, there's examples from every single industry of people making 100 times more money when people know them. And it's very, very simple. People as a whole love stories. They love like storytelling and actually getting to know someone. They like the real side of someone's personality, which you get through a personal brand. A lot of people get it wrong. They create theme pages or business pages. And what people are actually looking for is somebody who they feel similar to, share the same opinions with. They love the way you've changed your life. They love your bad opinions, your good opinions. They love your bad days, your good days. And the people that are winning right now completely understand that there's never too much you can show. And that with the right strategy, you can find thousands of people that love the way that you live. And that is just so strong for brand, because when someone knows you, they like you, they followed your journey. It doesn't matter if you sell socks or TVs or coaching or real estate like Ryan Serhant. If you've got a personal brand, you can sell anything to anybody because they just want to be part of that mission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But so when you said that you moved away with always the goal to be a creator, but you didn't exactly know how you would be able to turn that into a profitable business, when was that kind of realization? When did you realize that from making content on YouTube, from making content on Instagram, when did you realize that that could actually make you a lot of money?
The big turning point for me was, well, the thing you mentioned earlier, it was $2,000 I made. I put a Stripe link underneath one of my YouTube videos, and somebody without any landing page, just 4 calls with Jack, 4 hours of my time. At the time, I was really running out of money when I got to Thailand. I wasn't making much money at all yet. And I'd had a few YouTube videos start to pop off, and I put a Stripe link under my video that said, if you want to talk to me or call about anything, girls, Thailand, making videos, then you can buy this thing. Not expecting anyone to buy it. And I woke up one morning and I had $2,000 had come through on my Stripe. And since then, I've made a lot more in a day. I've made $40,000 in a day. But that 2,000 was probably one of the best feelings of my entire life, to see that from creation, being myself, somebody was willing to pay me $2,000 just to speak to me. And at that point, my worldview completely changed of how this was going to be and how I was going to move forwards. And I went all in on the content. I did 180 videos back to back on YouTube.
Do you remember who that was?
I do remember who it was. It's Luke. He's got 250K on YouTube. It's
wow.
Spooky Luke. Spook Luke. Look him up. Spook Luke. He does video game things. I'm still in contact with him now. He's my first high ticket client. 4 years later, I still have him on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But I think for me, when I went out there, I didn't know what I was doing. That was I had some rough times when I was out in Thailand, and a lot of people struggle with this stuff with personal brand. It can be massively rewarding and you can make obscene amounts of money, but you have to stay consistent and you have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan and no consistency, you won't make it. And I just didn't understand the game properly yet. And what it took me was years, in the end, figuring out the game. Mm-hmm. Figuring out, okay, what goes viral, what doesn't, how do you make videos good, what do people actually want to hear? And also I had a little bit of an angle that not many people look at, was I was just living an exciting story, which I think most people have, but they don't show. So because I showed every part of my life and it was a life people wanted to live, and I'd taken that risk, that gave me a major asset. And that's something we dial home with people in Icon Blueprint, is that you can make your life interesting. You can become a person worth following. It takes a little bit of work. You have to know who you want to become.
Yeah, for me, that's one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make that start personal branding, is they just continue their normal life and start posting it, which is a great start. But what actually buys people into you as a person is the fact that they feel like they know you and they go on a mission with you. The reason why I think your personal brand was so successful from the start is because you put it all out there. You kind of went straight from the start. You told people you've only got this much money to last this long in Thailand and you're going to make it work. And you took them on the journey of solo traveling with no one around. But this was kind of before people went to Thailand. People have always gone to Thailand, don't get me wrong, but nowadays Thailand's like the main craze. Like if you're going traveling, you go into Thailand. Yeah. You left before and you did Thailand.
Well, we left mid-COVID.
I remember you had to stay in a hotel in Bangkok just to get signed up.
Yeah, quarantine.
So I think people brought into that so much from you just because you took them on a journey. And that's what I really try and, can't remember what the word is, but really try and teach people inside Icon, that people are following a journey that you're going on. They need to feel like they know you. They need to feel like they're part of the mission that you're on. And your mission was so clear: to be successful and not return home until you were successful.
Yeah.
In the gym, women, adventure, money, and the fact that you made content around the pillars of what you stood for while building yourself as that person, that's what I think made it successful. You didn't wait until you were successful with women, successful with money, successful with the adventure. You learned how to ride a motorbike and showed that on YouTube. You started dating a lot hotter women than what you ever did in the UK and showed that on YouTube and taught people how to finger girls. You started
Finger Blast 3000.
You started making money, but people saw you go on this journey. That's what I'm trying to get at with this point. It's people knew you when you had nothing, and then people followed you on the journey now. And that's just, to me, like the ultimate way to build a brand, because people need something to follow and be a part of and feel like they're in your cult as such.
Absolutely. And I think that's a super important point, and the way we teach this in Icon Blueprint now, so people don't get overwhelmed. Because a lot of people, you might hear that and be like, maybe I'm too scared to go to Thailand, or I don't have the ability to do that. And it doesn't have to be a crazy journey. It just has to be a journey. Like my original journey before even going to Thailand, I started a personal brand when I was still at my 9 to 5. I started posting Instagram stories every day. That was the first way I got into content, was every single day, 5 to 10 stories. And this does a couple of things. It's like, it shows you what you actually like posting about, because otherwise you're like, what do I post when I have to post every day? And then you find that thing. And it also gets you used to talking to the camera and makes you much better orator, and it's super low impact. It's like it's deleted after 24 hours. So that's where I started. And what it taught me the first time was my journey was fitness. So before Thailand, before any of that move, the first money I actually ever made, even though it wasn't a lot, was from fitness coaching, because I showed on my stories every day and on my reels me getting a better physique. And I built that journey. And then I put out coaching, and it was $100 a month, and 10 friends and family bought it, and some other people I didn't quite know were like mutual friends. And I had 10 coaching clients when I went to Thailand. So I had 10K saved, $1,000 a month coming in. That was off 3 months of stories and not knowing a fucking thing what I was doing, making absolutely terrible content, but it was something. So to bring that all back round to where you just said, go on a journey, the first journey that made me money was getting in shape. The first journey that makes you money may be quitting alcohol or quitting your 9 to 5 or going to a new place or climbing a mountain or running 100 kilometers without training or running 100 kilometers with training. There's so much you can do that make you an interesting person. And we've got a fuck ton of stuff we know about actually going viral in the way you shoot aesthetically, cinematically, how you put things together, how you make the best programs and how you get people to buy and all of that stuff. But first, the first thing is character design. Who do you want to be? Design, sit down and write out, design your character for who you want to be seen as online. And everything from the YouTube to the Instagram, from that fucking homepage, should say straight away directly who you are and what you stand for. For mine, hopefully you guys can tell, when you land on my Instagram, my YouTube, I want you to think freedom. This guy is free to create what he wants, live how he wants, go where he wants, fuck who he wants. And you see it and you're like, that's a little bit of what I want. That's what it should say, that freedom is available to every man. That any man that can use the power of the internet can become financially, time and location independent and do whatever he pleases. That's the vibe of my Instagram, and to provide a platform for you to help yourself get there by showing you what I've done and changed in my life.
So on that, if someone was starting from zero, so I'm just thinking back to when you started talking about credit scores initially and then coaching, and then everything kind of changes as the kind of the path. What's that saying?
Illuminates as you walk it.
As you walk it. So for you, like, more doors opened and your eyes opened up to more things. You started being able to coach more. But at one point, you had kind of zero. You didn't know what to post about. You started from nothing. So if someone else is starting from zero right now, they're looking to start posting, they want to go on their own journey, what advice would you give them to start?
Oh, this is the easiest question in the world, and it's so simple for you guys to do, but it's the hardest thing. The thing you are meant to do, the thing that brings the most results, will always in your mind feel the hardest to do, and that's start fucking posting today. Don't let it wait another day. So if you wanted a framework to start with, is 5 to 10 stories a day. Or what do I show? What do I tell? Show your life. What's your goal in 90 days? Who do you want to be? What do you want from the gym? What do you want from your income? What are you trying to achieve with your life? What's the plan? Now show us that for the next 90 days. Do stories 5 to 10 every single day. Do a 30-second talking reel every single day, giving an opinion, showing who you are to the world. And we can go a lot deeper than that, but you need to start posting. And the same for YouTube. The reason I blew up on YouTube is because rather than make one video and it went well, and I met Hamza, and because I'd met Hamza and filmed a cold approach video with him, I was getting traffic on my channel. Now, I could have got that traffic, which ended up being, I think it was 100,000 views at the time. It's grown over time. But I could have got that traffic and had one video and made another video the next month, and I never would have had a personal brand. When I had that one thing happen, that one video pop off, 180 days, I made daily YouTube videos every single day. That's what builds an audience. And I'll give you the reason why. When somebody watches one of your videos, for the next 2, 3, 4 days, they're going to get suggested your new videos. You leave it outside of 4 days, they've already started watching other creators. The economy of creation works so fast that in 4 days' time, they've forgotten who you fucking were. Their algorithm isn't even suggesting you anymore. But if they watch you today on a 100K vid, all those 100K guys that just watched, you post the next day, they're going to get shown your video. You post the next day, they're going to get shown your video. That's how you quickly build a channel. Now, once you've built up 100K subscribers, and you can start to put some more effort in and really focus on your bigger videos. But I don't think much beats volume for learning this game, because you got to understand, if somebody does one video a week, which is already a good work rate, it's going to take them over 3 years to get the same amount of experience I got in 180 days.
That's something I fully agree with, because there's a lot of ways to answer the perfect way, but realistically there isn't a perfect way. what I always say is and we had this conversation the other day, if you're starting a business right now, forget that we're talking about personal branding. If you were starting a business right now and you wanted to make profit, you would make sure that business gets in front of as many eyeballs as possible. You can do that by high quality videos. However, when you're starting out and you don't know what to post everything about your life, about what you're currently doing. Start the journey from the beginning. And the way that you get more eyeballs is by posting more. So I truly believe the best thing you could have ever done was those 180 videos in a row. I think people had to watch you because you continued showing up. You refused not to show up. You told me you used to go out in Thailand and Koh Samui, enjoy your life, get home at midnight and film a video and post it because you knew that you had to do it. You made it a non-negotiable in your life, and posting that content every single day, like you just said, gave you 180 videos. If you post once a week, that's 52 times a year. Yeah, like you said, it's over 3 years worth of somebody doing once a week posting you managed to do in 180 days, which is insane.
And then since then, we've done 667 videos. That's why we know this stuff. That's why we've gone from...
Because that's just the main channel.
That's just the main
channel.
The
channel, the podcast channel.
Exactly. And that's... We wouldn't just do that if we didn't like making content. We've been building this stuff for a long time and still continue to make videos because we love to make videos. And over time, we've learned how to make things better from the start, which is why we teach well. Because I can give you 4 years of experience of getting to $4 million cash collected through a personal brand that took me 4 years. And I can give you the tips, everything that I learned along the way, straight away. So you start well.
Mm-hmm. So another point I just want to touch on for guys listening as well is when it comes to actually making money from personal branding, a lot of guys seem to think that whatever they start posting about from the start is how they're going to make money. One thing that I've really loved to teach guys in the Icon is you started credit scores, then you started teaching how to naturally increase testosterone. Before that, online fitness coaching. Then you went down the testosterone route and became the CEO of Testosterone and built a character around that. You then went into the Gorilla Tribe, which was a network of guys in network. That turned out to be a high-level entrepreneurs network, the New Elite. Then you went into personal brand coaching and business scaling coaching. You've had sponsorships through personal brand. From the start, you wouldn't have known that you'd have gone into all those things. It's whatever you're currently questioning that might be stopping you from doing it, on how you're going to turn this successful, how you're going to make money. Whatever the first thing is, it won't be the thing that continues to make you money. Your personal brand will evolve as you evolve. This is why we say start the journey. Start posting now, because as you evolve as a person, as you become more successful with your personal brand, you change physique, as your life changes, that's how your personal brand will develop with you. And I think yours is a perfect example. You've made money in multiple ways through a personal brand. But I don't think you'd ever believe that if I'd have said that to you from the start, that you'd have actually had multiple businesses through a personal brand.
I totally understand where you're coming from, because when I started with the fitness coaching, I thought, it's always just, I guess I'm going to be a fitness coach now. You can still see my Instagram, Jack Hop Fitness.
Yeah.
I was just going to be a fitness coach. I had the ability to see that things were bigger than that and that people wanted something different. So rather than try and be a fitness coach and keep flogging that, people wanted something more from me. They wanted to get closer to me. They wanted to know about my journey, about women. That's why we built New Elite, the network. I'd spent a hell of a lot of time in sales and learning to sell. We built 10K Accelerator program, sold that over 2,000 times with just a website, no sales calls. Made $1 million from it. And it came from having a strong personal brand rather than a strong niche. Yeah. My niche has always been a man developing himself and going after what he wants in life and freedom. And whatever I'm interested in to do with that is what I will then teach to other people. If there's demand for it, people started asking me, Jack, how did you build the personal brand? How do you make videos like that? How do you film cinematics? How do you make the reels do well? How do you generate leads from your stories? How do you generate leads from your reels? How have you never run ads and made $160,000 in a month? And then we said, okay, 2 years ago, we're probably at a point now where we can teach personal brand. There is a system, there is a framework, and it turned into an offer. But that's not me just as a whole person. Me as a whole person is a wide variety of things. And I personally think, you guys can say in the comments, that's why you like to watch. Because it's not us just on here, we're talking about personal brand today, but it's not just us on here every week going, personal brand this, personal brand that. We have some variety because humans are multifaceted, and most people believe they just need to be one type of person, one type of content, do it forever. If you're a coach and you've been doing your offer for 3 years, posting the same fucking videos, doing bicep curls, something's got to fucking change. You're making 2 to 5 grand a month. You've never been able to get higher. There's a whole nother level of personal brand where making money becomes stupidly simple and easy that you haven't unlocked because you haven't been willing to grow and evolve. First step is, and you can never get past, daily action, content becoming a fucking non-negotiable in your life, no matter who you are, no matter what business you're in. Content, you teaching, you coaching, you doing your work, you living your life, you going on vacation, should all be filmed and posted. That's number one. You can do that. Your life will fucking change within a year, no doubt about it. And number two, develop as a person. Don't keep flogging the same fucking horse. People are meant to evolve and become better and go on missions and level themselves up as a man. And that's what my life is. My life is just, I want to be better every year and look back on last year and have shown that. And then at the end of my life, I can look back and watch my whole fucking life through social media.
Yeah, the point that you touched on at the start there is another thing that I really love your example of is people buy from the person in personal branding and YouTube and Instagram. People aren't, and I think that's where a lot of people go wrong when building a personal brand is they only make content about one specific thing. They don't show their life. They don't show their wins. They don't show their losses. The reason why you're building a personal brand is because it is personal. I want to feel like I know you even if I don't know you. We've met a lot of creators and other guys with very big personal brands, but there's people that we haven't met, but I feel like I know them because I was technically a fan of theirs. I've seen their content. I feel like I know them. That's why I think you've had so much success, because you brought people into your life. People come up to us in the street and say, Jack, you changed my life. Jack, you made me realize this, you made me realize that. I've been watching your videos for this many years. That's because you were building a personal brand. You aren't talking about a specific niche. People don't go up to people and say, oh, you made, well, maybe they do, but a lot less people would say, oh, you made my biceps grow because I followed your bicep reels. People, you change, when you actually build a true personal brand, people feel like they know you. They feel like they are in your life with you. So when they come up to you in the street, people will come up to us and say to Jack, oh my God, you changed my life. I've been watching you for this many years. How's this? And they start talking to us about stuff that's happening in our lives that they see on Jack's videos. We don't know this person at all, but they come up to us with so much confidence because they feel like they know you. And that's the kind of, that's what I'd say you've done extremely well. And what we've done really well, including in videos, is being real, being true, being authentic.
There's just no point in trying to make a brand. And I guess there's a few reasons why guys, and you guys might feel this right now, why you don't start, why you slip up or don't make a good brand, and why you're not getting any traction. And those things are, number one, you look at me maybe and you try and become me, but really you can use my strategy and my theory for personal brand, but you have to make it authentically you. And you can only ever be the best at being you. And number two, the reason most people don't do that is because they're shit scared of what other people think, which we understand as well. I was shit scared, but it really only takes a rational mind to sit down and think, okay, what's my life now? At the end of my life, if I continue doing this and I never take a risk, would I feel regret? Most likely, yes. So what really is the risk? When I'm sitting there dying, would I have wished that the person I am now had taken more risk and shown who he truly was at the chance at a better life? Or would I regret, or would I be happy that I just stayed small? And nearly everyone, when they ask themselves that question, knows the answer. And in the end, the way I did it for myself was that, number one, no one really cares as much as you think. People forget things so fast. You could be the most viral person in the world for a fucking week and have a crazy scandal. Everyone's forgotten it in 2 months. That's just how media works. So that's one thing you're not scared of. And number two, everyone asks themselves that question, that if they were dying, would they wish they took the risk? And the answer is yes. What more convincing do you need than that? What does someone else's opinion matter if it is against yours? Why would you want to hang out with that person anyway? You can discuss alternative opinions, but the beautiful thing about a raw, authentic, and real personal brand is that it brings you clients you actually want to work with, brings you friends that you actually want to be friends with, because you are openly saying to the world, this is what I believe, this is what I don't believe, get on the fucking train or fuck off. That's basically what you're saying. And that space in the middle, not controversy for controversy's sake. I think a lot of people see Tate now and they go, I'm going to be Andrew Tate. I'm going to say this random shit, but they don't actually mean it or believe it. They're saying it to be purposely controversial. And I think you can read that and it feels lame. I think you just say what you would say to your friends and what you actually believe and what you'd stand by, rather than hiding parts of yourself or trying to become somebody else for social media. You go on your own journey, become the best version of you, and show your journey on the way.
Yeah, I saw it online the other day. Someone described making reels as pretend that you're on FaceTime to a friend and explaining what you're going to explain the camera as if you were talking to a friend, and post it like that. And that's one of the ways to become the most authentic, because a lot of guys don't understand how to build in the authenticity. If you had to give one or two key tips on how to actually be authentic, because a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people think they're being authentic, like you said, but they're not being authentic. They're saying stuff because they've seen someone else say it, and then they might believe it. But a couple of tips on how to actually be authentic in content and completely true to who you are.
You have to totally take away the performance aspect in your mind. So what I do is I up my energy. So I'll have a coffee and I'll scream a couple of times. Because most people, they get on camera, right? And they're quiet. They're inside their shell. They're not like they would talk to their friend. I like to make content as if I'm having a fucking good time with a friend and I'm totally confident and comfortable with that person. And I get myself in that mindset and I scream into the camera a couple of times, fucking pound my chest. That's why I pounded my chest like a gorilla at the start of my videos when I first started out, was to get me in the vibe of like, be fucking weird first. You don't have to add it into the video. And then being normal feels easy. That's kind of like how it is. Like, ooh! Like now just talking in a normal voice feels pretty fucking easy compared to just doing that on video. And that's what I like to do. And add a bit of energy to it and not be too small with what I do, and imagine I don't have to post the video. That's always a good way. As soon as you sit down to film a vid and you think, I got to get this perfect, I got to say everything right, but the first time the video goes to shit, that's what editing's for. It's for crafting that vid. You sit down, talk to that camera like it's a buddy. Tell it what you feel in your heart. Tell it your emotions and how you think about things, and don't be scared to show a vulnerable side of yourself. And speak to it raw and authentic. And then you can cut in editing and make that video really beautiful over time with that raw material. Yeah, that's what I would say on that for being authentic.
This is a question that wasn't on the list that I was going to ask you, but I wanted to ask it because I think it's a good question for the audience as well. Has it surprised you, the life that you've managed to build from having a personal brand? Did you always know that this was going to happen? Is there anything that you've managed to achieve in your life purely from having a personal brand that's just actually just made you go like wow, like how have I managed to achieve this?
At this point, it's been absolutely mind-blowing. I've fucked girls in private jets. I've stayed in 5-star hotels all around the world. I've skied in Japan. I've skied in France. I've spent months going Route 66 with you in America. My life has become far more than I ever thought it could from a simple, still pretty niche creator personal brand. It's absolutely blown my mind, but the more I understand it, the more I realize we're only just getting started. Like, when you really kick this stuff off, this isn't the kind of game where you can just make 10 grand a month, 100 grand a month. This is the kind of game where if you crack it, you can become multi-hundred millionaire or you can become a billionaire from personal brand. That's the reality for Tony Robbins. That's the reality for Kylie Jenner. Look at Kylie Jenner's personal brand. That is basically just a beautiful woman taking pictures of herself. It's an aesthetic. It's a vibe. It's her being things that other women want to be, and a product leveraged off the back of that. A lot of people misunderstand that. Kylie Jenner doesn't go on her Instagram every day and make reels on why her makeup's the best, or this 5 ways to apply my makeup. Please buy my makeup. She doesn't need to. She shows you the proof of the product. And what we teach in Icon is how do you build status, character design, aesthetics through your brand, so people can't help but be drawn to you. So people ask you to buy rather than you chasing them and cold DMing. We don't do a single cold DM. We never have. It's all inbound, all people that want to work with us because they align with who I am and what I teach. And that's an important thing to remember.
Yeah, it is. It's basically what we touched on earlier as well, around, well, it's everything we've touched on. we are building an audience that aligns with us. If they don't align with us, they don't need to be part of the audience. And that is how you will get someone to buy from you, because over time they will connect with you so much. They'll follow your journey. They'll feel part of your journey. They'll align with your mission. And then you become the one that they want to buy from, no matter what you're selling. And again, you're a good example of that, because you've had people buy high ticket sales, testosterone, networks, personal brand. The reason why they've bought from you isn't necessarily because you niche down on that specific topic, because you never did do that. They buy from you. They buy from who you were because they wanted to speak to you and get the lesson from you because they aligned with you so much. Now, you just mentioned the Icon Blueprint and the program that we run there. But for guys that are listening, so guys that might be starting from scratch, or guys that may have already started with a YouTube channel and already seen some slight success that might be hitting a couple of barriers and walls, what does the process look like inside the program? How do you actually coach people on this stuff?
Yeah, so a lot of the guys that join Icon Blueprint, they're either one or two types of people. So they're stuck in a life they don't like, maybe a corporate job, and they just know that they've got a story, they've got a personality, and they're dying to create, but they have no idea what to create, what their brand's going to be. They don't know how to build their character. And we run them through that entire process of figuring out who you are, what your brand stands for, going through brand design, figuring out your mission, sending you on that mission, and showing you how to effectively and aesthetically document content people want to watch that builds a cult following. And number two is guys that have started personal brands. They maybe had some success, but they've never cracked the monetization part. They maybe got 100,000 followers, 10,000, 20,000, and they should be making over 50 grand a month, but they're not. They're making maybe 5, 10, 20, and they can't crack it because they've not quite figured out how to get consistent leads from Instagram, which has changed quite a lot recently, how to get consistent leads from YouTube, how to set up their funnels, and how to design their programs so they're actually valuable and lead to referrals and allow you to grow your business to the 100K plus realm, which is where I think life really starts. Obviously, you can survive on a lot less than that. You can have a great life on a lot less, but you really want to fucking ball out and live. Like 100K plus is where that begins. And it's actually not ridiculously hard to do with a brand. So they're the two people we help. We either help with helping you get more leads from what you've already got by crafting your content and your message, helping you build from the ground up, get to 10K a month as quick as possible from a fresh personal brand, giving you exactly the steps, the schedule, weekly group calls with me. Me and Max do this every week. We sit down, and Max is head coach inside of the Icon Blueprint program, but we sit down for 2 hours a week. And we have guys that come in, they show us their Instagram, they show us the videos they made from last week. I do a presentation on what's the thing they need to do this week. They follow it, bring it back the next week, we rate it, review it. We talk with them for 2 hours, sometimes more. And we give absolutely everything to make sure that they feel supported, accountable to their posting. They're on a mission with hundreds of other guys to do the same thing. And we bring them all together, and we've met great people in there, some great friends, and we've helped guys build really quite successful brands.
Yeah, what I love about it is we're passionate about it. I think a lot of guys fall into a niche that they don't actually care about, and they're doing it as a way to make money. And don't get me wrong, this is a business that pays money. However, it's something that we're actually passionate about. We enjoy the coaching, enjoy the calls, enjoy seeing people's progress, enjoy making changes to guys' content. I love the fact that it's like what I love about it is seeing people's progress throughout the year that they sign up for. I like the fact that it's like a weekly, okay, you've done this week. Let's just change this, and this, because this worked, this didn't work. Review this, come back, we'll review it again next week. I love the fact that we actually get to see the progression of people's personal brands, because people aren't investing and then being left to do it themselves. It is we're technically buying into them in a way for a year to make sure that they get the progress that they want to get. And I enjoy being part of that journey.
Well, I absolutely love it, because we completely change people's lives, because it's not, as you guys can probably tell, it's not just posting. This is a lifestyle change. This is growing as a person. This is everything. This is becoming the person that you admire. Part of that is showing it to the world so you get ROI in the personal brand side. We're coaching you on how do you become somebody you fucking admire? How do you become someone you're proud to put on camera? Look at Mike, for instance, what we did with Mike. Mike came on, I can put a screenshot up. This was his personal brand. 3 days later, this was his personal brand. That's how quickly things changed. Mike was already the person, but he had no idea how to show it, because he's fucking smashing it in business. He's doing 7 figures in business. He doesn't have any idea how to show the aesthetics. The problem is, you have a brand like Mike's was before, and you're not getting any of the leverage of personal brand. People don't understand how important that business card is, that people are judging you, no matter who you are right now watching this. If you have an Instagram account, you have a Facebook, you have any social media, you're getting judged. The first microsecond someone lands on that page, that judgment is deciding the opportunities you get, whether people spend money with you, and it's not curated. It's random. It's posting absolute, like, just random shit, hoping for it to take off. There's no plan. There's no way of funneling people. There's no way of generating leads. There's no way of making better connections. You don't know what you're showing. What we do is we build that brand. You get super clear on who you are, who you want to be, what that means, what is the message and the feeling and the emotion of that page, and then how do you fucking shoot it so it looks like that, not so your fucking iPhone's blurry as fuck, edited to shit. There's so much that people just get horrifically wrong. That we've seen. Yeah. that people really don't have a fucking clue, and it's so easy to fix if you just know and follow the instructions to just run over 90% of personal brands you're way better than.
Yeah. Jack, just so the guys watching as well get a lot of value out this video, if people are looking to start a personal brand, what are the platforms that you recommend they start? What should they be posting for the guys that are looking to start from scratch? Give some advice.
Absolutely. So, two best for me, the power play, in my opinion, has always been Instagram, YouTube. YouTube's where you build brand and audience connection. Some of you might not know this. It takes 7 hours of watch time for someone to feel like they're in a position to buy from you. On short form, it takes a hell of a long time for someone to watch 7 hours of content. On YouTube, it can be a matter of 10 videos, depending on how long your vids are, or 20 vids. Whereas on short form, it's thousands. So you want the YouTube and Instagram power play. Reason why: YouTube, you make people build that audience connection. They get real value from you. They get inspired by your lifestyle. You're able to spend long periods of time with them, talking to them, showing them things, showing them your life. It builds real audience connection over a long period of time. Someone's sitting down and watching a fucking movie with you. If you're still watching this, we're like 45 minutes into this thing. That's a long time to spend in the same room as someone. It gives real value, changes people's lives. Instagram, that's your daily touch point. Every single day you're posting stories. You're being inspiring. You're living your dream life. People see that every day. You turn up, bang, 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 bang. 30 days have been watching you. They've been thinking in their head, back of their mind, I watch his YouTube. His fucking videos are awesome. I've been trying to do some of the stuff. Every day he turns up and I think I want to live that life. I want to live that life. He shows up. He's disciplined. He's more disciplined than me. How does he do it? I want to know how he does it. The DMs start flowing. People DM you. How are you doing it, man? Oh, this is how I'm doing it. Like, what are you struggling with right now? Oh, this is my problem. Have you tried anything for that? No, I haven't. Would you look at coaching? Yeah, to be honest, I would. That's where the sales start to come from. It's a lot deeper we could go into that, but they start seeing you every day on the Instagram. They have the ability to message you. You back it up with the value on YouTube. That's where I think most people should begin, is those two platforms. TikTok's good as well, but it's not such a powerful audience. YouTube is like number one most powerful. Above that is probably podcasts. If someone actually sits down for 2 hours and listens and watches a podcast, that's very, very strong. That's why they get high sponsorships on podcasts. Then you've got your YouTube vids, then you've got your Instagram, then your TikTok, sort of bottom of the barrel. That's like clipping stuff. You don't actually need that to work at the start if you want to make good money. You just need a niche following, guys that turn up. Number two is like, the brand has to say something. It has to be a mission of some sort, and there has to be a way you see the world compared to other people, and there has to be an enemy that is something that you're against in the world. You can't stand for everything. If you stand for everything, you stand for nothing. So you have to find out who you are, and you show that authentically, and you build towards the person you want to become, and you show it consistently. Now, over time, you learn how to show things in a way that naturally hooks people, the power of the hook. You understand that blabbering for the first 30 seconds of a video is killing your attention, and you know how to make a thumbnail that drives people to click. When you're making thumbnails, the one thing you have to think in your mind for any of your videos is, why the fuck should they click this video? What makes them have to click? This has to be so convincing that they can't scroll past and see another video. They have to want to click that video. And that's the same with the title. Your title design shouldn't be too long. Shouldn't be overworded. Needs to be simple. 10th grade reading level or below. Needs to fit under the video. And it needs to drive that curiosity and that click. And then that 30 seconds is so important to make somebody watch. What do they see? There's a few different types of hook. Visual, audio, text. When they come into the video, what hooks them in? Is it what you're saying and the way you're saying it? Is it the way you look? Is it the bird that's bent over behind you in a bikini? Is it the car that you're driving? Is it the tropical rainforest you're in? Is it the fact you're in a fucking dark and horrible, dirty gym? Or that you're walking through the streets at night in the cold? There's aspects to a video people don't realize. What's the sound design behind the video? What's the sounds that they hear? The song that makes them feel something. You guys know when you see a good montage, when you watch a YouTube video and it opens up with a song you love and the videos and it makes you think, fuck, I want to live this life. All of that is what your brand becomes. You curate the message, you curate what people feel when they see your brand. And most people just never have ever done that. They're just sitting there going, I need to be a fitness coach. I'm going to make a bicep video. I'm going to make a eat these calories video. It's so much deeper. If you want real deals and real success, you've got to have a feeling to it. You've got to have a vibe to it. I think what we're very good at is helping people craft that vibe and telling them how to develop their taste, essentially. Another good one for you guys is your Instagram profile should look like your dream Pinterest board. If you don't know what Pinterest is like a photo saving site where you can put mood boards together, make a super aesthetic mood board. And your Instagram should look like your Pinterest board. You figure out what you want people to feel when they see your brand. You find what makes you feel that way on Pinterest and you save those pictures to a board. Over time, through how you develop your personal style, your charisma, the places you go, the pictures you take, the way you take them, over time, your Instagram becomes a carbon copy of that vibe, because whatever's giving you that vibe is going to give it to other people. And the emotion people feel when they see your page, that is what drives the follow. That's what drives the inspiration. That's what makes somebody think, this is a guy I should listen to. I said, I don't think many people think about it deeply like that. I don't think everyone wants a hack or a system or to jump on a viral trend. It's like, you don't actually need to do that at all. The viral trends are one of the biggest myths out there, because viral trend, people love the trend. They don't love you. They're seeing the trend. That's why it goes viral. Like dancing videos and shit. And like certain sounds. You'd rather have 1,000 people watch your reel, but they fucking love watching you, because that's where the business side comes from. You're not always looking to go viral unless it's for being you and authentically you. That's where the big money payoff comes from. A lot of guys we see, they post these like viral style reels, which are like maybe just some text over the top of a video. And we say that should never be 100% of your brand. Your brand should be broken down like this: 25% viral, 25% authenticity, 25% education. What was the other one? Lifestyle.
Lifestyle, yeah.
So every piece of content you make kind of runs through that system, because you go all education, people never get to know you. You go all lifestyle, no one ever gets to build connection. You go all authenticity, nobody knows what you can teach them, how you can help them. You go all lifestyle, no one builds a deeper connection. So that's 4 fucking tips for you right there. Start making your content with that in mind. Actually build a personal brand rather than just a theme page or a mucking about page. Or a mucking yourself off page.
Yeah, you don't want to mucking yourself off page.
You don't want to be mucking yourself off.
That's right. And those are... It's a great example what you just said. I don't need to repeat it, but that's what I get annoyed at. When people are building a brand and they fucking...
Yeah.
Just consistently post the same shit.
Yeah.
Of just text on screen over something, and they come and they think that they're going to be successful through doing that, and it's like...
You got to give us something, man.
Got to give us something.
You've got to give us who you are.
If I click on your Instagram or your YouTube, I want to feel like I know you after 15 minutes of binge watching your content. I want to have learnt something. I want to have been inspired by something you've said. I want to have been educated by something you've said, even if I don't know you. Even if I've never came across your page before and I click on your Instagram, I want to feel like I already know who you are, and this is the guy that has authority and has status in his space. I'm not going to buy from you straight away. It's going to take, like Jack said, 7 hours of content.
That's just getting the follow. It's like five minutes of scrolling on your page, if we're aligned, should make me follow you.
Yes.
Instantly.
Yeah, and the way you do that is for either 25%.
Yeah, 25% rule.
And that's exactly what we coach on, making sure that's included.
I should go your page and go, oh, sick. That's cool. Like good physique. Like that's cool. Oh, some advice on fucking eating. Oh, him and his girlfriend and the dog, and the dog's just farted in the car. That's fucking funny. He's done up his bedroom like that. And let me have a look. That's what he likes to eat in his breakfast in the morning. Who's his mum and dad? That's fantastic. What's his name? Jonathan. Oh my God, I'm going to have to follow Jonathan. He has the same opinions as me. This is the life I want to live. It's the same opinions as me, Jonathan. Follow. But most people go on there. Lifestyle. How to do bicep. How to make big biceps. They can't get anything from you. They don't get to know you. They don't understand if your opinions are the same.
Absolutely.
It's actually source.
That's how to actually build a personal brand.
Yeah.
Because you could tell people other advice if they just want to go viral. If they want one video that's going to go viral, that's going to build them no true fans and make them no money, then absolutely go and do a viral trending dance or go and do a fucking viral whatever's going on.
And I think what we should get clear on is that's another avenue for personal brand. That's called being an entertainer. What I like to build is a status personal brand. That is what we teach. Is status personal brand, a niche cult following that will buy anything you put out because they have been so heavily impacted by the journey you've gone on and the content that you've created that anything you make, they want to be a part of because you've already built so much goodwill with that audience through the help you've given them for free that they want to get that extra bit. They want to get closer to you. They want that connection. They want that coaching. They'll buy those sunglasses or they'll buy that t-shirt or that merch. There's so many different ways to do it, or they'll buy your app or become part of your community because they just want to be closer to the person that it feels like understands them. And you don't have to try and make all of this for a certain person. Make it for you, man. Make it for you, the person that you want to be or the person you were. Make it for that version of yourself. What were you looking for? And you create that for the world. And if you're an entertainer, then you absolutely looking to go viral. You want to be a streamer, you're looking to go viral, you're looking to gain sponsorships, you're looking to really be in everyone's attention all the time. But most of the guys we know that are making the big money, more often than not, are the guys that have built a status, iconic personal brand where they can be super niche and make $1 million a year.
And you notice they last longer as well.
Yeah.
You'll notice they last, they go for longer. You do the viral stuff, which, again, guys like that can do pretty well.
They can do really well, but it's just, it's few and far between, whereas there's actually a system to building a niche status personal brand that buys you what you want, that gets you $100 to $1 million a year in income, complete freedom, living wherever you want around the world, and actually making something that makes a difference. That's one of the big parts people forget. It's like, we fucking love this shit. It's not like we're turning up to an office for our job that we hate. We're in a suite at the Paramount right now because we fancied it to film a video. Nobody ever tells us what to do. And we help people build personal brands, make great videos, become better people. Well, I mean, that's what makes it a wonderful thing. And we're not famous. We don't need to be to live that life. And I think that's what a lot of guys are looking for. They're not looking for fame and they think they need fame and millions of followers, and you absolutely don't. You need consistency and you need the right strategy to build status. And if you have that, you can live that beautiful life from anywhere in the world with customers you want to work with.
What do they say in the book, Superfans? Is it you need 100 superfans?
Yeah.
You need 100 superfans to make 100 grand a year.
Yeah.
You have 100 superfans, 100 fans that are happy to spend $1,000 with you in 365 days in a year. If you do that, get one sale every 3 days for 100 fans, you make 100 grand in a year. From 100 fans.
100 people.
Bear in mind, on an account with just, you've got, realistically, it's a lot to a lot of people, but to most guys that we know, you've got just 127,000. You can get 8 million views in a month on Reels and stuff. Only 100 of those 8 million that watched have to buy just $1,000
across a year. Yeah, if you want to make 100K in a year, you just that could be broken down into a lower ticket community, around $80 a month, and the 100 people that buy that from you, or they spend 1,000. And for guys that are watching this, people sell offers where, because of their personal brand, people will pay them $25,000, $50,000 to call them every month for a year. That's not unheard of. And you might think to yourself, that is absurd. That's a rip-off. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. But for someone out there, when they become your biggest fan and they've already got money and they want to speak with you, they value your time at that, and it's their choice. And that's how crazy this game can become.
So just to close this up, for anyone that's still watching, what do the guys need to do if they're looking to get started?
If you're still watching now, you're probably pretty passionate about personal brand. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can, number one, do what I did. You can go out on your own, but there's a caveat to that. I've paid for help the entire way. I've spent hundreds of thousands on mentors in the personal brand and business coaching space that has allowed me to get to millions of dollars a year. And if you want me to be that person for you, if you like the way I live and the things I say, and you think this is the type of brand you like to build, it'd be a pleasure to help you in Icon Blueprint. You can book a call down below, or you can DM me the word icon on Instagram, and we can have a conversation about exactly what we do and how we'd help you, where you want to get to, and whether we think we can help you get there. And if that sounds good, fantastic. Would love to work with you and change your life. And if not, absolutely no problem at all. Keep watching the free videos and get fucking posting. That's the number one thing I'd say to finish this out is just do it now. Like, take your phone out now. The right time is never going to happen. It's never going to be perfect. Do it now, this second. Take it out. Talk to the camera. Who are you? What's your name? What are you planning on doing in the next 90 days? Tell the audience that, then turn up, do it tomorrow. It's always going to feel awkward. It's never going to feel like the right time. The people that win are the guys that get started and never stop. If you do that, I can guarantee you'll be successful. If you can't do that, then you're going to struggle. Max, been a fucking pleasure, mate. Nice little chat. Nice little chat, me old boy.
See you next time, lads.
See you guys. Whoop-pow! Closing card. Done.